one ER about the other. Listen up, you're at a higher time in your life. Right now, you listen to Avril. Let the truth be known.
In the politics area, you know, she have it.
Never had a boring moment in my life.
She's the voice of the Caribbean.
Back as I remember, I was never alone. Queen Avril is on the throne. No more feeling lonely. Every rules the air, you know. Every day is like an Avril day.
Everybody, this is Ty Trivic, and you're watching the Avril Show, keeping it fresh.
Scan them, your girl Spice, the new queen of the dance that I represent for Avril Show. Keep it locked. I Spice to that. Scan them.
even though Spice no me and her is not no friends like that, she said it, and it is what it is. It is the Avril Show. Well, anyway, I'm whispering tonight. This is the sound of my tired voice. So I'm going to try to keep it down so you don't understand how tired I am tonight. But we're going to make it work. I'm going to talk to 1, 2, 3, whoever is watching, I'm going to talk to you. See, I'm not one who is on Facebook Live, who is going to say, what they say, spread the live and all that. I don't, because sometimes you tell people spread the live, right? And they don't understand you are telling them that in a way for them to share the live, because maybe sometimes people say, I don't see it, Facebook don't show me this anymore, Facebook don't show me that anymore. So when I say share the live, it's for somebody else that you know may be able to watch the live. Even though I don't talk sense all the time, you understand? I may not talk sense all the time, and I may not have a PhD, and I may not come from a rich family, but this is the Avril Show. Watch the show. Because, you know, I'm going to talk about something that you know, or something you may not know. And if I don't make sense, I know you're going to tell me. So listen, if you're out there and you're watching and you want me to know you're watching, all you could do is say good night on the live. If you don't feel like doing that, you don't have to. But in the meantime, this is the #1 show around the world. From the Virgin Islands, St. Kitts, Antigua, Jamaica, Trinidad, Curacao, St. Lucia, wherever you're from, America, Africa, this is the #1 show. There's no bigger show on television other than this show. Tell them I said so. This is the Avril Show. So guess what? Spread the love, spread the live, and tell your friends and family that I am live. That's how we do it. So let me see. Somebody just send a good night. And that Lord, my friend Janet, she Dixon now watch me. So I better talk good tonight, because she said like me chew her up tonight on Facebook. Listen to me. Janet, if I chew you up and I don't spit you out, you're good. I didn't spit you out. I swallow you. Okay? So we good. We good. So, you know, it's good to chew some people up sometime, but don't spit them out. Swallow them. That's love. I'm not going to fall asleep, but I'm just going to whisper a little and keep it down. Because as you see, I didn't even brush my wig tonight. Cheryl do it. I did not. So if Love and Bob want to tell me my wig ain't look right tonight, it ain't straight, it ain't shape up, wait till I put on my eyelash. Wait till I put on my eyelash. This summer for some of you, it's gonna be trouble in the Bronx when I will put on my eyelash. But anyway, even if the people are not ready yet to watch the show and they're not watching, I'm going to say what I'm here to say. And they could see it later. They can rewind, as the DJs say sometime. Even when some of the DJs ain't playing a song that don't make sense, they're still talking about rewind. But anyway, I come here tonight and I know I said something earlier, Janet Dixon. I said that someone wanted, not you, but the gentleman that asked, why weren't they invited to the little thing they had on Sunday with the congresswoman and the congressman? Let me make that clear. I have a post on Facebook that I put, I think about a week ago. If you're not invited to the table, don't bring a chair. Make sure you're invited. For some of us, we want to invite ourselves places that we're not supposed to be. It wasn't a public thing, and how it come about, I can go into more details, but I'm not going to do that because sometimes we just have to learn to know that if it was something that the public was supposed to be aware of, and not because they were politicians, it could be the cause that they was there for. Those people was there to attend it. So it wasn't a public thing. So on behalf of Congressman Richie Torres, and you all call her auntie, you understand? You all got to understand that it's not everything is public. There is so much things I don't go to. Okay, so we may not know about it, but maybe they're breaking bread, breaking grounds, trying to help the people. And some of us, let me tell you something. Councilman Kevin Riley always have a monthly public meeting, right? Where he call it community talk. And we come there, and you come there to hear, and he bring people. Sometimes we have problems with sanitation, he'll bring sanitation. You have sanitation right there where you could talk to them about what's going on in the community, what we don't like, what we need help with. Nobody show up. But the few old folks that show up, like myself and Cheryl DeWitt, right? We show up. I don't see the community. Even if I put the flyer on my page, they look at it as political talk. They're not coming out, and they go through all kind of stuff, right? But they don't show up. So when you have things that meaningful and they're not there, all of a sudden, why we won't invited to this? Listen to me, man. You all must get involved in more than just what we feel like is important to us. Because what is not important to you might be important to your neighbor. And if your neighbor house is on fire, it's possible yours could get catch. So let me go into this thing about what I said we're going to be talking about tonight. And then I could go into anything else after that. But let me ask you all a question. Every time you turn around, they don't knock yourself out. I don't have cheer. I live in Bronx and Queens. You live all over. And at least you're in the Bronx. And I have a video I saw last night with you. I forgot that you came to my last breakfast. And I saw you there in the background taking pictures and doing this and doing that. Come back again June 6th. I want you back there. But anyway, Janet, listen to me carefully. And I'm going to say this. Social media is not a real place. It's just a place where they created to bring us, okay? And we're so united on there, but we don't realize what we're doing on there sometimes. Most people are on there is not for love. If you want to see an outpour of comments and anything, put up something negative. Now, let's start with Nancy Matea. Okay, if I hope I pronounce her name correct enough. But I'm going to say this, right? She's the vice mayor of Coral Springs, Florida area. Now, she was murdered by her husband. Nobody talking about it because I said, I understand he's Jamaican descent, or they said he's from Jamaica or his parents, whatever, but they say he's from Jamaica. Now let's go on to this. That's what I said they say. I didn't say it. I said they say. Well, anyway, Nancy Mattea husband murdered her. I don't say kill, I say murdered. What a beautiful woman. What a beautiful send-off. I have never heard one person say anything negative about the woman. I don't know if funeral is set up a certain way. But let's speak about this, right? Let me move my hair out my face. I say my hair because once I paid for it, it become mine. Well, anyway, so if Nancy Mattea husband murdered her, you all share this, okay? Because I want anybody to correct me and I stand corrected. Now, her husband, I was told, he called the family to say he had enough or his crazy confession that he made. I want to know why he didn't call them and go and visit them. Why he called them and go home for. If you have a problem, right? They say that he worked at a certified radiology technologist. The man had big job, you know. Okay. So anyway, he has Caribbean roots, and this says that he's a Jamaican national. Okay, we're done with this. Where he come from don't make sense, don't make no difference. You murder a wife and he's alive. So even if he's gonna be in prison, right? You know, he go in prison, go eat food. He may get a chance in prison to even touch another woman. He may get a chance to socialize. He get a chance to wake up and eat and smell the fresh air. But his wife is gone, such a beautiful soul who touched the life, changed life, and making a difference around Florida for the people of Florida. Well, let me ask you a question now. We turn around and we'll come back to Nancy. We turn around and you have the young lady they call the social media influencer. They call her the influencer. Sexy, look good, wearing her little shorts and look fancy and everything. Gone with some rich man to some place, they say in Africa, someplace. And imagine, she ain't even get married yet. He engaged her and then murder her. So you know something wrong right there. So we're coming back to that again. Then you had Justin Fairfax. He is the former Virginia Lieutenant Governor, Democratic too. Make it worse, he killed his wife down in the basement, then went upstairs and murdered himself. So in other words, she must be murdered in the basement and he upstairs in an attic murdered. So I guess he think he was much better off. Anyway, left behind two beautiful children now, who is motherless and fatherless. Okay, you not sit down yet, and over one comes another. Then you had the North Carolina pastor, right, who killed in another domestic shooting, right? Tammy McCallum, okay, he shot and killed his wife. Shot and killed in her home again. Husband was 61. Don't remember how old she was, but the husband he's 61 years old, okay? And they say North Carolina pastor. My question, with all the killings you hear, did you hear anybody who was in poverty? Did you hear any one of them that they say was known to have a mental illness? Every one of these people that killed their wife was rich and famous, was well known, had a big name, people looking up to them, and all these great things they were doing. Now, Nancy Mattea, I'm sorry to say that, this woman was helping, saving lives, making a difference, changing life. I want to know if the husband, whatever was going on with him, we ain't hear half of the story yet, but she's dead and gone. She's dead and gone. somebody who's making a difference. And he who had no conscience and care about life is alive. Now, the North Carolina pastor now, who shot and killed his wife, all these men going to prison, a bunch of men. So Corinne Phipps, all these men going to prison. And you got people out here saying they're looking for a good man, they're looking for a good husband. Well, if all these men killing off the wife and going to prison, where are the real men to stand up today and protest against domestic violence and stand up and say, we will not, as Black men, stand back, get a bad name because you all cowards out there. There should have been 100 men out there, the 100 men in law enforcement, the Al Sharptons, the everybody who say, stand up as men and says, we are not tolerating this anymore. In making men look bad, in making women scared, in making women say, I want to be by myself. I can't deal with this nonsense. You tell me, okay, that you have Justin Fairfax, you have the North Carolina pastor. Now, why would a North Carolina pastor kill his wife in their home in a domestic violence? Why would anybody sit here and tell me that these people will feel they could carry guns, have license to carry guns, that a pastor couldn't work out his life or go to other pastor to get help, that he kill his wife? Tammy McCollum, why would he sit down and tell me that he, out of all people, a pastor? Well, if a pastor could do that, then what is man? What is man? What the group Morgan Heritage say? A man is still a man, even though he dress up in a suit and tie. He is a man. The suit and tie doesn't make the man. And sometimes we as a people, we just look up to people because of the way they carry themselves. They dress up in a suit and tie. They look fancy. They this and they that. And we look at them and the first thing we go, oh my God. We knock off our feet. But we don't know the mental state of these men. And I really and truly don't understand why it's a pandemic. Every day you get up is a different pandemic. Good night to you also, Andrea Combs. Good night to you, sweetheart. It is a pandemic. And we cannot sit back and don't live our life because a few men out there who had too much going on in their life and can't take the loss. Do you know that, you know what kind of touched me is that one of the judge said that what's his name? Justin Fairfax. The name that the judge called him, anybody would have want to end their life. Okay? Anybody would have want to end their life. They like it, the man life meant nothing. You gone from being farmer, lieutenant governor, where people, young boys, young men were looking up to this man. I got to move my hair out my face. So anyway, young people were looking up to this man. He was such a mentor. He had so much going on. You know how many people he disappointed when these young people who were looking up to him got to hear he killed his wife. The man, they said, was drinking so much. The wife said the house was stink with alcohol. If you living in a situation like that, if I was the wife, and you complaining how the house was filthy because of him, he was drinking so much, he was going through so much, you know what I would have done? I would have taken my 2 kids. I would have gone by family, missionary Vernice Hodge. I would have gone by family. If I was Justin Fairfax's wife, to say that he was living in such a condition, I would have gone by my family until the judge said he had to move out by the end of April. She could have gone by family with her children, left him there until that day for him to leave, go and take him out wherever he wanted to go. Nobody said he couldn't go and hurt her later. But you're going to say that they were separated for a couple of years good living in that house. They wasn't together. And all he was doing was drinking. The friend them all of a sudden saying that Justin Fairfax, now I'm talking about the former Virginia lieutenant governor who murdered, who killed his wife. And they call it murder-suicide, right? They got all kind of sweet name for killing, right? But you're going to tell me, you know all this going on in your house. I want to know if the problem with us as a people, we're afraid to walk away from materialistic things. I would have get up. I don't care what nobody's saying. People going to say, well, that's a house. How you know? Listen to me. If the friends and people are telling you what they was going through, if they're telling you what they were going through, Dr. Bent, there is no way that wife should have stayed at the house with a man drinking, behaving the way he was behaving. They said they even the tax. He run into debt. There was up in so much debt, all kind of crazy stuff. So you see what I'm telling you all, people. Do not worship people that you see up there, you know. And when I say up there, you know what I mean. People have big position, big title, big name, and you all worship them. And because little Avril walk around with a piece of wig that, you know, all in her face because it's kind of cheap, you all look at me as nobody special. You understand? But the person that sits down and look like they're up there and they weave stick down and, you know, they weave straight down in the back, maybe 12, 14 inches. You all sit down and you all worship people. And when people lay you down, you all sometimes, you yourself fall into depression because you were looking up to people who ain't worth looking down to. Now, Justin Fairfax was just a man. And I didn't hear one of these people that murdered a wife was living in poverty. Even if they went down to poverty, they had it made. And they said the poor man, you know what I feel bad about is many of us black women always stay until they're dead, right? Missionary, that is what I'm talking about. I want to know if you feel it's not right, the minute you start to lay down in the bed and the man turn it back on you and he don't touch you, he don't want to see you no more, he just got the back turn at night, he barely want to be in the bed with you, it's time for you to break the bed in half, go one way and he go the other way. Why you stay in a relationship where you're not happy no more? You know what people gonna say? Well, you know the house, let the judge deal with that. Let the judge deal with that. And when you see the judge finish and everything come and the man pack up and go and whoever get the house, you move in and you do what you have to do. Order protection not work, you know. Order protection is just like you open up your mouth loud and tell the man, don't call you no more, don't come next to you no more, you don't want to hear from him no more. Those are what you call order of protection. Because a piece of paper don't mean if the man want to come after you, he can't come after you. And there need to be a stiffer law. This thing called order of protection, this piece of paper, don't work no more. They need to do something different from calling order of protection, order of protection. I used to think that mean I have security walking around with me. Until later I get to understand it's just a piece of paper they serve you. Listen, I plan to go to the courtroom to listen to a case that's going to be tried. Because I really want to see it for myself, hear it for myself, and hear the verdict and be there. Because the nonsense that I'm hearing don't make sense. Okay? Because these people met as undergraduation, you know, at Duke University. They met, you know. Justin Fairfax and his wife ain't no simple little people, and there wasn't a nobody, you know, there was somebody to a lot and to many who know them. Now the North Carolina pastor who killed his wife, Tammy McCullen, right, in their home, and they say husband was arrested. Why in God's name a pastor could find a gun when that pastor used to probably preach to everybody and tell them, come to know God, get to know God, doing all these things. You know, the congregation feel tonight Terrence, do you know? Terrence, you always a come on late. Anyway, but at least you come, right? Do you know how bad the congregation must be feeling when they hear that their pastor, Tammy McCallum, is who shot and killed his wife in the home? 61-year-old that man is. But the man probably used to preach and preach about God and faith and this and that, and he killed his wife. So you see what I'm telling you guys? You cannot live up to people. Don't mind people look fancy and look like this and get to know people for yourself. But let me tell you something. Sometimes people say, oh, get to know the man. But you see, one thing I don't like about people, you see that young girl that they say was a social media influencer that went off enjoying her life. I see great pictures, I see great videos that they was enjoying themselves together. The minute the man kill her, I see some people who write up on social media, oh, she was posing off with a millionaire man, and look, he turn around and kill her. What she do all the way in Africa? What kind of woman she be? She don't. The man even went down on his knees and engaged the young lady. Could the woman know that the man would have turned around and be the person that he is? How much of you can tell me tonight that you was married and divorced and for reasons because you find out or things ain't work out right? Some are we strong enough to walk away? But how much are we turn around and divorce the same man that we were so happy to marry? Or the same wife we were so happy to marry? But because somebody marriage failed, you all start talking about, oh, get to know the man before you get with him. How much man get to know woman before they marry them? Sometimes it's after the man marry us, they realize we're miserable and they hear that we're like this ain't ours, and they find out all kind of things how we fake. But we sweet. When we find a man, we walk up, put on, we nice here, we do up we here, we put on this until the man realize we halfway faker than the hair and the eyelash them. But you see me, when I put on my eyelash this coming summer, half of you gonna have a problem with me, because my behavior is not gonna be good again. But I'm telling you guys, stop judging people. That influencer that died. Look at the young lady we went St. Martin. I follow her up, I follow up her story and see that there were hot girls, traveling, and when you see them on the beach, my body look good and firm up and everything. Now you go to St. Martin, you don't have a problem with some of we people because we think we are hot girls. And we gone on exotic trips and we want to put on all these swimsuits and go on beach and we find man in a club. You find a man, you met a man in a club. And I'm not gonna sit back and hold my mouth. You go to an island where you don't know people. You on vacation. You meet a fine-looking young man in a club. He take you guys home. You see, from the time he take us home, all of we coming out the car, But you want to turn around and say you're going with him for a little while to end up get killed in that kind of way with a man where you don't even know nothing about. Now the man don't know nothing about you and you don't know nothing about the man because it's where you gone. Now the family and the sister on TikTok cussing and carrying on. Nobody gonna talk about her effing sister. St. Martin is just like Trinidad. They are just dependent tourism, and this is why they don't want to talk about the death the people are investigating. And she want them to talk about who killed her sister. She want her sister back. So I said, well, she don't get her sister back. I said, oh, unless she means she want her sister body back to take back to the US. What call the young lady have to go turn around and gone with a man where she probably met? You just met a man tell you name Tyrone, or maybe you name Tyrone, but hear him, call me Ty. And you there, oh Ty. And then they say, you call him Ty, but what's his real name? I don't really know, but he told me Ty. You know nothing about the man. If your man had even robbed you, can't tell them who he is. Because you say they call him Ty. Then they say, but what's his real name? I don't know, they call him Ty. You understand? We don't try to get to know people. We just jump in a bed. You know, some man jump in a bed with a woman. Some woman jump in a bed as soon as they meet man. And they don't even know the man history. Sometimes the man look good in a club, but the man full of mental illness. All these killings is not poor people. It's not people with mental illness. Listen, I don't care if you say maybe they have it. Because if you could have been lieutenant governor, and you so full of mental illness only because you was accused and women accuse you of sexual assault, that's what bring him down, you know. The front bring him down, you know. The minute these women accuse him, he just went from top to bottom. Men, I'm urging you guys out there, stop letting front get you all out of the position you all in. Because sometimes that is the only thing that ruin good man, you know. The front that the woman have. And you all don't know what the front feel like and taste like until you all get in there and realize it don't feel good. It don't add up. And then by the time you are ready to come out of the front, half of you in prison, you are charged with rape, you are charged with all kind of thing. All the judge need to hear is that you were there. You have one Lord case now trying to prove that the woman give it to you willingly. I am warning you people. Get to know the people, get to know even the family where they're coming from. Because some of these men and women you meet, they come from family mental illness. When you get to find out the family, they're full of they're corrupted, they're full of all kind of confusion, and you find yourself in there want to run out of it, but you feel stuck in somewhere. Because if you run, they might kill you. I am warning you guys, stop being judgmental. Nancy Metier, the North Carolina pastor, Justin Fairfax, okay, the former lieutenant governor. Then you have all these other killings that nobody talking about because they have in small island. So they don't mean nothing. You are sitting down and all you are posting is these high-class people with big name. And half of you know that there is killings going on in our islands, men killing women the same way, but none of you care to talk about them. None of you care to talk about these things. Talk about it on a bigger platform. But I do feel, honestly, there should be a prison for mental illness people. I'm sorry to say this. If you can tell me you watch a bus driver and the bus driver, if you're all in seat, type it in. Me say the bus driver was strapped in the bus, driving the bus. And maybe he was talking and whatever was said. When I see the young man turn back and punch the bus driver in his face, the bus driver, trying to protect himself, forgotten that he had on his seatbelt. And so when he tried to get up, the seatbelt was still on him. So the young man got the upper hand, punched him in the face, and the man didn't have a chance to say, take off the seatbelt. So it's like the seatbelt pulled him out. When he tried to go after the guy, the seatbelt pulled him back, and it looked like the bus was still moving. And let me tell you something, the bus looked like he hit into something. I don't know which part or what the man hit his head on, but you see him stand up like somebody literally passed out, still with the seatbelt on. So that young man got advantage of the bus driver. You can tell me that. We don't need to sit down and pay attention that. We need to spend time. And I'm urging my elected officials out there, I would like to know who is the right one who changed these laws, passed these laws, and how we can sit down and say, we got to protect our family. You could imagine if that was your brother or your husband or your nephew driving that bus and that man abused that guy, Elroy Door. Abused that bus driver. He punched that bus driver in some ways. And it's not like the bus driver do not look like he could have controlled a guy, you know. But he forgot his seatbelt was still attached to him. So while he trying to defend himself and protect himself, the seatbelt is pulling him back. And let me tell you something, that blood that I see that bus driver took, I don't know if he passed out. I don't know if he's alive today. But I am saying justice have to be served for us as a people. You shouldn't be driving bus and have to be abused so much by drivers. And everything we turn around, oh, it was a mental illness patient. I want to know, if you cannot sentence them for the crime, put them away, but give them care behind bars. Get them social work, get them medication, get them what they need, but just don't put them back on the street. They said they were closing down some kind of prison one time. Why not leave it open? So if a mental person could walk on a bus and could turn around and defend himself in the way he did to that bus driver and walk off a day and go home and sip in his house with his family and eat and drink, then tell me, what kind of charges you going to tell me the person had mental illness? So what are you going to do? Put them back on the street to kill 10 more people? We're talking about domestic violence. We're talking about how much man killing woman. I sure women have killed men too. We ain't hearing much about that lately. But don't tell me, some man sit down in a house and take abuse from woman because they don't want people to say that they're weak. They don't want people to laugh after them. Some man afraid to call 911 because their wife slapped them down or punch them down. They don't want to do it because it make them look like they're not strong man. So they're sitting there and it get out of control until the woman get up and feel they could slap them not 3 times, but 7 times this time. And it escalates until one day the man defends himself. Men, you all need to record these things too, because more women, you see Fairfax, Justin Fairfax, you see how the women them accuse him of sexual harassment, and the man's life went from nothing to 0, that he take his life, kill his wife and all this nonsense, because the man went into depression, he went into this, they took him down to nothing, he lost, the man had maybe into real estate or whatever, and nothing he had after that. His life becomes a nobody because nobody look at him as somebody anymore. What happened to him now? What happened to him now? We think we can't live without people until they are no value to us and life goes on. Let me all tell you all something. Whether or not you all want to say what I say is wrong, feel free to do that. I said his wife should have taken up her 2 sons, go someplace else and stay until the deadline where the judge gave him to move out. When that deadline come and he don't move out, you call and report it and let the police and everybody deal with that. When they come and they move him out, you change your lock, you do what you have to do, and you live in your house peaceful. Now, if you had killer on the street, is a whole different thing. Or you're going to sit down in a house 3 years saying that, oh, you all was not together. The judge had ordered him to move out the end of April. He was just drinking. His life become like a nobody smell. He wasn't doing this. He wasn't doing that. And all this you're going to hear after. I want to know why we wait until people dead that we could talk about all this stuff they were doing wrong while they was alive. But nobody do nothing about it. But the minute that happened, the friend them say, oh, he said he was thinking suicide. And he was living in there with his wife. Let me tell you something. The friends them somehow we have no outage, They say Fairfax was unemployed after all this scandal. The man wasn't working. So, his ego and his pride and everything. Okay? They say he even turned around and accused his wife of abusing him. But thank God the wife had a camera set up. So when they pull it, they realize he was lying. Maybe that's when he was going down to nothing, he figure, well, I'm going to get what I have to get from her. Some of we ain't worth being a friend. I want to know how come friends could come and tell you, but sometimes the friends them tell us to, Leave him, come out of the house. And she said, no, he got to go. The judge said he got to go. And he have until April. So you sit down in there and underestimate him. Now we kill her in the basement, go upstairs and then kill himself. So two of them die in different parts. And who had to call 911? One of the son. We are selfish people when we down and out, you know. When we down and out, we are selfish because we don't care who we hurt in the end because we're not happy with our own life. So this man didn't think nothing about the children, them, whether they're young or whatever, and they could take care of themselves. He never cared nothing about them because, as far as he's concerned, he's fed up, he's frustrated. And when people fed up, it look like they don't care about nobody. I don't want to reach there. I don't want to reach a part in my life where I don't care about nobody anymore. Or life. But I'm urging us as a people, stop let house and land and material things. So Lavon Nisbet, do not let house and land and money make us do stupid stuff. Because a lot of us ain't happy in the relationships we in, you know. Well, you know what we say? Me ain't coming out of this, you know, because if he drop down dead tomorrow, the house is mine. If he drop down dead, I'm the wife. So we stay there and be wife, and we hopeless, and we feel like a nobody, and we stressed out, and we don't know. We might dead leave the person who we waiting, and they dead left. We might dead leave them. So we sitting down there talking about if he die, everything belong to me. Only for the man to turn around and take you out before God take you out. We must stop let house and land make us live our life worthless. A worthlessness we call that. So you see, all of we go around and talk about how much man kill the wife. Look how much beautiful marriages out there today. Look how many men are out there. Okay, look how much men are out there. Living great life, care about their family, loving and caring. So don't put every man in a box now. And you hear some women out there, if I were you, me, that's why me by myself. I'm going to be by myself for the rest of my life. These men are killers. You don't have no brothers. Arville Clark, good night to you too, sweetheart. I want to know when you all sit down and say, you all don't want no man. You all be men, them a kill all them a do a kill their wife. Well, let me ask you, I don't have no brothers that is married and happy. You all don't have no family members that is married and happy. Half of these men behind walls, prison walls too. Half of the good man them is single, not because they're not good men. Some of them being burned too, they're tired too, they're fed up too. But if you look at all of them that you see killing their wife, they come from they went to colleges with big name, had big jobs, big title, living lavish life. Now the lieutenant, the former lieutenant governor, look what he come to. You understand? You look at all of them stories while you're sitting down, feel sorry for them. Pray for the children that they leave behind and the families that have to live this life. Now, when you sit down and you look at the Coral Spring vice mayor, that woman just lost her brother 2 months or 3 months before she was murdered. You could imagine she was carrying the weight on her shoulders, and she was fighting to make sure that no other young people go through this. She was bringing in so much changes and doing this, and she's the one they took out. Why the good always die? And those people with no heart, senseless. What call you gonna tell me about pastor kill wife? When pastor kill a wife, you expect the people them who already don't want to go to church, don't believe in God, to not want to go to church. These are the things that destroying the world. I want to tell you guys that I'm having my breakfast instead of my dinner this year. You know, if you tell some men about prayer breakfast, they hear the word prayer, they think it means they're coming in there to pray. They don't understand what it is. Oh, it's a prayer breakfast, me now go to it. Let me tell you something. A lot of us have men that we can't even tell them about church and God. They don't want to hear nothing about it. They're lost. Some women too. But they always say, be careful of who you associate yourself with. That is what tearing us down. Who we associate ourselves with. A lot of us get married young. And even when we old, we still with the same husband. And if you ask them, how is it? Me, he just there. Some of us live in one side of the house and the wife live on the other side of the house. You can't bring in nobody because wife live on one side, the husband live on the other side. Good night, my Avril. You see how Cuthbert Dickerson called me good night, my Avril? That means he claimed me as his. That thing they scare me now, because me see all kind of woman on Facebook call him all kind of love and this and that. Cuthbert, you make sure that no woman make you lose your life behind prison wall. Walk away, leave them. I know man will get married and lose house, married again and lose house. You know much man walk away and leave house just for peace of mind? And go live their life and start over and start from scratch and build themselves back up. And some of them say, oh, me, before me leave this house, me burn it down with Sheen here, me burn it down the house, me do this, all kind of stupidness. We have a burn down house for? You go to jail and the woman get a new house because insurance pay for it. You burn down the house with the woman in there and you go to jail for life. So you know what, nothing, and she dead and gone. What did you get out of it? There is laws. Go to court, fight, get you half and take you half and go on with it. And watch her the next day and laugh after her. But you know, go sit down, go kill woman over a piece of house. You know much hurricane come and take out the house and with the woman in it. When man left them in and they don't have no place today to live, karma will come. If we listen to the word of God, it tells you about karma. It will come in due time. Nobody fight for house and land in no work, nothing. You know much homeless people on the street got money? And they're homeless. And they don't care to be in a house. I tell you guys, there's a lot of people out there have a nice wig like mine. Okay, my wig might only cost $29.99, right? But it kind of made me look a little fancy when I'm on my show. And people don't understand, for the sake of me, that some people happiness lies in the clothes that they wear and the wigs that they wear. Because I see some woman out there with some eyelash. I don't frighten for them, you hear? The eyelash, them look heavy and they thick. And when they try to open the eye and talking to you, it's like the eyelash closed down the eye. So when I do mine, I'm going to have to make sure that mine's them light. Because I really don't understand why we putting ourselves through all this and millionaires out there living their life natural. You understand? And we put ourselves through one heap of foolishness to look good for the public. The public don't care nothing about you. Sometimes the public wish your wig fly off, wish your eyelash fly off. All them filing, all them care about is to see you fall flat. And you're out there living to impress the people who don't care nothing about you. Do not worry about how much man kill a wife. Because those men, that was the intention from day one. The wife just didn't know. Sometimes we're sleeping with our enemies and we don't know. You ever sit down and see a man, when you turn over, your eye opener, watch you, and you say, what happened to you? Why you need more eyelash for? Me not for being things. That's what they call trying to be in things. You understand what me say? So I want to be in things. Me say, if you ever turn over too often, and every time you turn over, your wife or your husband eye open, I look on you, get up and leave. Get up and leave. because that is one of the scariest feelings you could ever put yourself into, is every time you turn over in your bed, the husband or the wife just there look on you and frighten you. You want to know what happened? Oh, nothing. I was just looking at you. As so much you love me that while me asleep, you sit down there, look at me while I sleep. No, ma'am, you move out quick. Me not staying there. So I am urging you all people, stop judging people and stop talking about, oh, what people should have done and she should have get to know the man. That influenced a young lady. She found the man, whether he was a millionaire and got money or not, and things went sour. It could have been a little argument they get into, and the man temper and whatever. And sometimes people temper is very short. Cuthbert had sent me something one day, and I think it was funny, and I look at it, and Cuthbert didn't take it funny. And I said, Cuthbert, when you really look at it, I wouldn't take that as a joke. Some things we women do and some things people do will make people flip. And then when you're done, you say it was a joke. We do not know. So when we in bed, who should I look at? Cuthbert, turn you back and try to sleep. No, sit down there, walk and look on me. You understand? Because if me ever come in your bed, me not sit down and look on you, you know. At the time me take a sit down and look on you, it better me wake you up too. Wake you up with something. But me not sit down there, walk and look on you asleep. For what? Anyway, so like I was saying, people, but to come and ask me question about if he in a bed with me, who should he lay down and look at? Don't bother look at me. Wake me up with something. But you sit down there while me snore. You sit down there look at me. When me open my eye, miss you looking at me, I am running out of that bedroom. You ask Janet Dixon about things like that. No, no man watch me while me asleep. Let me tell you something, you hear me? My heart goes out to the lady that lost her life in St. Martin. My heart goes out to the influencer. My heart goes out to the pastor wife who lost her life in North Carolina. My heart goes out to the vice mayor of Florida. My heart goes out to, Justin Fairfield, family, because you all have to understand, even if the man kill his wife, the family is suffering. So we don't think about the families that leave behind suffering. They lost loved ones on both ends. So much family are mourning right now. So that's why on June 6th, we're coming together as a family and as a community. We're going to eat, we're going to break bread together. We're going to have a morning that when you leave there, we want everybody come out of there cry. Even if you don't cry, I want you to bring some eye drops, put it in, because you must leave with tears down your eye. Otherwise, something wrong with you. Okay, so I'm telling you all, people, I come here tonight to say, stop going on there talking about, me no want no man, because the man, them all they do a kill. As some of you we can't get man, talk them foolishness. Why would you lose hope in yourself that you could find somebody beautiful? Because a few men kill their wife, all of a sudden, you don't want a man. Look how much women kill husband back in the days and nobody talking about it. It's a changing world we're going through. And if you realize, as I said to you guys, every one of them that killed their wife had money, had a house, had position, had title, was looked up to and was respected. And that's how easy it is for us to go from up there to down there. Do not put all, if you can't love a woman unconditionally. And sometimes we women bad too, we love half the man them. And as soon as the man don't have the big position, as soon as the man can't take care, what may I do with a man we can't take care of me? Him can't pay the bills, he can't do that. Much good woman out there work 2 jobs to help to put the man back on their feet. And then some of these men, they are ungrateful to and some of these women, they're ungrateful to I see a man bring up a young girl from Jamaica. And I hope your friend now watch this show right now, Bring up a young girl from Jamaica, And let me tell you something, he was on top of the world. You see, when the girl come here and she meet up she young friend them and start to club and party and fix up she wig and have the long hair them in she back and she long nails and she start to hot. Lord of mercy. He was too old for her now because remember, she keep going out with she young friends and that's not his kind of crowd. So she not take him out nowhere. And the man sit down there until he gets stroke. He used to run Cap and White Plains Road. He sit down there until he gets stroke. The girl call him nobody. The girl say all he be is a taxi driver. But guess what? When he met her in Jamaica, she knows he run taxi in New York. She came up and lived with the same taxi driver. And that man was just billing and trying to get her. And he make her one of the best beautician in Brooklyn. And let me tell you something. You know why she know what Brooklyn? She had a man in Brooklyn. So she tell him she had a job in Brooklyn. And the poor man take it on when he find out that the same man that she was going down to Brooklyn to is the man he used to drive all the way to Brooklyn, go give him things when he go in Jamaica to take down for a wife. Because the wife said they grew up as neighbors. Women, are you wicked too, you know? Me say women, when you come up with a story, them I will grease up and polish up, you know. And the man them cannot polish up them. The man them don't get catch easy, boy. I tell you. The man them fool like Cuthbert Dickerson. Them fool them always I get catch and busted. But women, you know how to do it. Me can't cheat, you know. Because me start to stutter if me have to lie. So me not get myself in that situation with none of you. So I am warning you people. When you reach 50 and 60, when God's world you miss out on? When you 30, 40 and 50, you're hot boy and you're out there and you run up on them, you got 2 and 3 women. You can't wait till you become old like Barney and Tony TC and Cuthbert Dickerson and them man to go talk about your cheat. And I get yourself in a confusion when you reach 60 and 70 years old. You in a confusion about woman this and cheating. You can't even handle one woman sometimes. We take on too far. Me no want call nobody name. Me no want say Barney can't handle 2 women if you get 2 women. But what Barney go do with 2 women in the age where Barney be right now? When Barney have to try to handle one. You have Cuthbert Dickerson we sit down and harass the PMP party in St. Kitts and you know, and I harass the people. Cuthbert have more time right now to deal with politics than deal with 2 and 3 women. The woman them were lying and deceive the man. We come on tonight to tell you, we have to stop the nonsense. We're living in a world right now. Food stamp gone, cost of living is a killing us. You hear my language because of my PhD. Rent, as soon as me hear the month end, and me know it's time for rent again. You know, all me wig me to take off or me turn mad. We can't afford to pay the rent in a New York City. People are run out of state, go live. And when they run out of state, they realize some of the problem them face with. Let me tell you guys something. The world ain't nice no more, you know. Find somebody decent and hold on to them. And when I say decent, me no mean because you're 70, you just go grab somebody and say, oh, you know, me I get old, so me have to get somebody and hold on to somebody. No bother with it. Get somebody you could spend the rest of your life, because you could imagine God give you 100 years on earth. You don't serve 60, that means you don't serve half of it, you know. And you reach 60 years old and go, like they say in the island, going pious. What do you need after you reach 60? You need love, companionship, a good friend in your partner, somebody you could talk with and laugh with, and all these things. Those are the things that you need in your life. You know how I could talk about sex. You want a sex you have when you were 10 and 20 and 15 and 17. Man, the thing should be boring by now. That when you get it, you enjoy it, and you could go months without it, and it won't bother you. If that's what have some of you man running down right now, you all a waste of time. That means you all wasted half of your life. You all didn't live then. Because if you reach age like Cuthbert and Barney and all them men out there, right? I went to Uncle Carlby funeral. Lord of mercy. Is a killing us for true, cause you have somebody? You asking me if I have somebody? Love and Bob, I'm getting married. I tell her you 2026, I'm getting married. 2025, I said it didn't happen. 2024, then you have a guy there from Keon named Elton. He said, every year you say you get married and you not get married yet. What happened? So me I do it in 2026 and show you that bush no growing on me face. Me somebody too. And when me get married, me tell her you, me not invite nobody. We're going to just have one big party after that. Bashment, we call it. We're not going to do what people do every day. You see how much of this husband kill wife? Go back and look at the wedding. There was lavish. Lavish wedding. Where the money now? Where the love now? It better you get married poor and live rich. But no married rich and then live poor. You know much you have big wedding and then when you done, you and your husband break up, you know why they break up? The home argue. I did tell you don't get that limo. I did tell you don't buy that dress. You went and you get this. You invite 300 people when I tell you cut it down to 120 and one load of argument after the wedding and they can't live happy and the judge and the pastor in there talk about happily ever after. But telling you, wedding is, I'm going to tell you about wedding. I'm going to tell you about wedding. I said the front is what killing men and women today. Janice Martin, good, just got home. Remember, I can marry you for free. Janice, you can do that too. I come into you. I come into you. Janice, if you didn't tell me that tonight, I would have made a mistake. So now that I know I come in to look for you, and we're going to talk about it. You full of credentials. Me say Antigua people, them not nice, you know. You think because the island small, they full of credential. Well, I saw to do it. Save the money for the honeymoon. Don't we not do no honeymoon? We're not using the word honeymoon. Honeymoon is when people used to get married and they throw the rice and all kind of nonsense the night, and then the morning they fly out and they go on a honeymoon. Them days they done. You could go on trip anytime. When you have a man, you're supposed to live your life that you are so happy that marriage don't change nothing. You could go on trips anytime because you all been going on so much trips that trips become boring. But when you see people get married and they're excited because for the first time, the man are going to take them on a trip. They wasn't living until they meet a man. Live your life, people. Love yourself enough that when the man say, where do you want to go? Throw back your wig and say, I don't even know. So the man could know you were living before he came. But some of you look like because I know of a man, I know live life. You won't go on vacation, you won't fix your hair, you won't fix your nails, you won't massage, you don't do nothing. As soon as you find a man, all of a sudden you're in a pedicure shop and manicure shop every weekend. My people, I am here to just say what I have to say. There is good marriages out there. And there's still good men out there looking to find good women. Don't let because a few husbands fail their wife and kill them, make you feel you lose hope in life and yourself and say, you don't want no man because all the man them do is kill off their wife. You know how much brothers and how much uncles and how many friends we have living beautiful life, have great marriages. Don't get discouraged. Let's start to pray for each other, pray for the world that we're in, and pray that people would stop let their financial situation and the status that they try to put out there in public make us lose ourselves. Because when that man Fairfield killed his wife, you know why he went down flat on his face? Accusation of sexual harassment. He lost his job, poverty-stricken. But instead of focus on God and his wife, and just stand firm. Get praying partners, praying friends, friends who could encourage him and tell him, yo, there is hope. If you can't be a governor, then be what you're supposed to be. Get heads into real estate, focus on that. Get strength in something else. You don't lose hope. You know how many people was dishwashers and today they're doctors and nurses? But you know what happens? Some of us, we born with silver spoon. Some of us in life, all we know is how to be rich and how to be famous and have big house and big lavish car. So when we lose all that, because we used to live for the public, you know what happened? We feel like failures because we feel like we failed the world. But if you live your life humble and you live your life just like the regular. You remember growing up one time, drug dealers used to drive old car. They drive around in the oldest vehicle because they don't want people to know that they got money. Miss Carleen Harris Jeffers, my sweet friend, traveling all over the place with her lovely husband. Nobody have a better husband than Carleen Jeffers. Me no want to talk nobody business because next thing some of you women want to find out who Carleen husband is, who he is. Then how you find out he got money and how you find out he got this and that. And then you say, oh, me no know that was a husband. Then how you gone after the woman husband. Trying to wreck a marriage that you all don't know how it was built. So me not talk my friend them business who live in the good fancy life. Because you see, when me get married, I tell her, 25, 24, and 2023, they laugh after me, Mary soon. They say every day you say I get married and you not get married. I call it into existence. Me say, don't worry. If I don't do it in 24, I'm going to do it in 25. 25, I didn't do it. I say, 26, I'm going to do it. And my friend Elton laugh after me and say, every year you get married and you can't get married. When God put a stamp and a seal on it, that's when you do it. Call it into existence what you want. But stop lose hope in life because of some careless husband we feel they could kill their wife because they feel like their life wasn't worth it. And worthlessness, wickedness, and them people they used to like how them dead, they should never bury them. They should never bury them, They know what a burial. I wonder who going to the funeral. Tell me who and when they have them funeral, who show up. Them should be cremated, all of them. All of them will kill their wife should be cremated once they kill themselves. And that pastor there in North Carolina, me sorry to have judgment. Me not judge nobody. Me don't know what push you to that. But me don't know what you do with gun. That you could turn around and kill your wife and be so angry. You don't have no other pastor friend and no other friend that you could have go talk to about what you were going through, that you could have killed your friend in domestic violence. Domestic violence. You gonna tell me you couldn't go to the foot of the cross where you were sending everybody and you couldn't go to another pastor and say, I need to speak to you because it's really bad. You kill your wife. I'm so angry you be that you could pull a gun and kill your wife. Then who should we look to? Look to God, the author and finisher. Don't look to man. And people, if you have a problem, don't be too proud. Talk to somebody about what you're going through. But some we too private. Everything, me not tell people my business. But we are commit suicide every day. We having deep depression every day because we're afraid to tell people that the life that we're putting out and portraying out there is not real. Stop living for the public. Stop going out and putting yourself out there, impressing the public. Because the minute you can't impress the public, you kill yourself. So people, look to God. Turn all your life to God. There's nothing out there more sweeter than serving God. You see, since I started and I turned myself away from a whole lot of things, situation and people, a lot of things don't have no taste to me, don't matter to me. Sometimes I'm out, I can't wait to get in my house. Sometimes when I have to go out, my people that know me could tell you, I wait last minute to look for something to wear. Me drag on something and go. Me go and me can't wait to come home. Sometime after 12, 1 o'clock, it seems like it's getting late now. But one time me party until sun come up. And you won't tell me I'm 60 something. How old I be now again? You reach a age where you're done 50 and 60 and you still a party when sun up and you feel good. By the time you reach 70 and you can't walk no more, your body gonna just pop down upon you and then you want young girl. Me now come nurse up and take care of a man with 70 and 80 we broke up and broke down. You know, you must broke up and broke down with me. Build a life with me. That when you broke up and broke down, I broke up and broke down too. But some of you want to live all your life dirty and nasty, run up and down, no want no woman, no want settle down, I pick and choose, drop woman every minute, pick up woman every second, and how you feel I got it going on because I got a good car and I got some money, and how you feel how you could live all your life. Oh, I'm living my life. But the minute sickness all are you, the woman them turn their back on every one of you. And then you hear, you know who is in a nursing home? You know who? And they say, what? And they say, not a body study them. So you live, so you die. Once a man, twice a child. Be careful how you burn bridges, my people. Karma is not good. God karma is the worst karma that could enter some of us life. We take advantage of woman, we take advantage of man, we hurt people over and over, we make people cry, we make people tears become more salty than it's supposed to be. And when we sit down and we go through what we go through in our life and we wonder why we hate life so hard, when we get older, God karma is punishment, and it worse than obey. So me warn everybody out there, love people. If you can't love them, leave them. Nobody use people. Nobody be with people for your own reason. And when you don't want them no more, you throw them away like them a dishcloth, and not even dishcloth to throw away to them because we wash it out, we make it clean and we use it again. So that's what life's supposed to be. We can refresh life, we can clean up life, we can polish life, and we can make things beautiful all over again. But some of us think we are hot man and hot girl. As people get on we know, we dash them away because we could pick up somebody else, and we hurt people and we make people cry and lose sleep and go to bed with sleepless night, and we think that God is asleep. Wait till God open the eye upon you. Some of you won't find out what life is all about. I here tonight to preach to you from the book of Romans 99 verse 99. Go study that. Is there a 99, Mary Sue? I'm sure Romans not got no book of 99, but that's my scripture. But anyway, as I said to you tonight, do not lose hope in life. There's still hope in Christ Jesus. We are all getting older. Stop talking about how you want man before you find Christ. Okay? Look to God, straighten up your life. Look into your life and ask yourself, why are you single? What have you done wrong along the way? Who have you mistreated and ill-treated and abused? And when you go to God on your knees and God forgive you and wash you over and wash you clean, your life will be okay. So don't sit down and think the things we do don't come back to haunt us. And you know the worst thing, and when it come back to us and we see our children them again knocked out from man. Some man can't even defend their daughters. Because when they think back on how much woman picnic they don't abuse, they watch the children them falling apart and they can't say and do nothing. But you see, when a man can stand up to a man and say, I'm not going to tolerate this for my child because I never did this to nobody, that's a man. We're going to talk about that more. But abuse comes in many ways. And some of us, we are suffering for what our forefathers put us through. Generational curse that we need to change and pray about. I am going to tell you good night, and I'm going to tell you thank you for staying up and being with me and being a part of the Avril Show. God bless you. Share this live. Share it for someone else to hear it. Tell them it's the biggest show you could find around the world, the Avril Show.
thank you so much for watching me, being a part of this program, and I hope to see you joining me again next week, same time. Remember, God loves you, and so do I. This is Avril telling you, I'm out.